Yeah. Joining us right now, the co-chair of the Sac-12, former Sac State student body president. And again, all morning it's been bothering me. I know Josh Wood has another connection to Sac State, but I can't. I'm missing it for some reason. It is a mystery. Joining us right now, fresh off a plane, nice enough to come on board, Josh Wood. Josh, it's Dave. It's Jason Ross, the voice of the Sac State Hornets. Good morning.
Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning.
We're good. Great. Yeah. We're excited. We're reading. It's almost like back to the olden days with the Kings. We're reading feasibility studies and DMAs, market stuff, and all that. It seems a little familiar, Josh.
Yeah, and just look at what the result was for the Kings for our community. Look at how many jobs it created, how much civic pride, and we have a chance to do that again at the collegiate level with what we're trying to do with getting Sac State into the Pac-12.
So why now, Josh? What is going on now that has facilitated what is, I think, fairly said, a very ambitious, if not aggressive, goal?
Yeah, well, I mean, the reality is that timing in life is everything. My brother came in as president, and
that's what the connection was. Your brother's the president of the school. That's what. Thank you, Josh. Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Yes, I'm his chief volunteer.
Okay, so it's a good environment, you were saying.
Absolutely. But, with all that's going on with conference realignment, it created an opportunity, and Luke's come into this role and understands the importance of athletics and creating an academic brand throughout the country for Sac State. And we think this is something that it's important for the community. Being a Power 5 conference school will completely change Sacramento. It's going to really create a higher sense of civic pride, create more higher value of the degree. And if you just think about it, it's going to just add another layer of fun. And we could use that.
As you guys have your goals out there, I know you guys kind of release things and targets of what you wanted to achieve. What do you see as the biggest obstacles in your quest?
Our biggest obstacle is time. When we saw that the Pac-12 was moving as fast as they were and starting to fill up with teams, we knew that we had to push off something immediately. Sac State has been making plans to put himself in the best position. You saw they released the FBS study showing that they, do have the ability to become a bowl, Division A school. And so we really know that the opportunity is there right now. We're just going to try to push for it. So we're going to step into that gap. And, if it means bringing all of Sacramento together one more time, business and labor and community groups all fighting to create jobs in a better economic environment and civic pride, and why not?
Josh Wood, co-chair of the Sac-12, trying to get Sac State up quite a few notches into the Pac-12. He joins us right now. Josh, so we had a comment on our chat line, and you've seen this, I've seen this. Sac State Sac State's not a big enough school to fit what the Pac-12's looking for. They're not Oregon State. They're not Washington State. Hell, they're not Boise State when it comes to the program. What would you say to somebody saying this is too ambitious and Sac State's too small, their endowment's too small, whatever it may be for a conference like the Pac-12?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same argument they made against the Kings, that Sacramento was too small. And the reality was being a single-team market was a big differentiator. And, Sacramento doesn't have a proliferation of universities. So it's kind of a similar argument. We could really elevate Sac State into this level. They need to prove that they can build a stadium. We need to raise NIL money to show that we can be competitive at the highest level. And we need to show that people will turn out for games. The reality is if you look at who's in the Big Sky Conference, it's not a huge motivator to get people out for games. But if you look at who's in the Pac-12 and who's going to be in the Pac-12, getting 25,000 people out to a game is going to be a realistic thing for us to do. We are a top 19 DMA market in the country. If we're a top 19 media market in the country, we would be the number 2 school in the Pac-12 as far as media market residency. There are a lot of reasons from the media market, from the diversity of our media market, why we should be at the top of the list for the Pac-12, if anything.
All right, so this is just my ignorance here, Josh, but help me out as to why media market matters so much, and let me explain where I'm going. Tallahassee, Gainesville, where the hell is it in Alabama, Jason? Tuscaloosa. Thank you. The country, and I understand like Ann Arbor is really Detroit, but the country is littered with your blue chip programs, a lot of them that are in like market number 7 billion. So what is it? What is the difference? And why does media market matter so much when it obviously or seemingly doesn't matter in a lot of these other major college football programs?
Yeah, but look at, it's not one program that's in a conference. You got to look at the blend. Mm-hmm. And in all those conferences, there is a blend of schools like that, but with schools, who are in great media markets, because that's just a reality. And you also have to account for the reality that there is a difference between football in the South and, what's going on in the rest of the country. And so, realistically, we are a prime location for anyone to want because we're such a high level media market and because we're going to get them exposure outside of that. So, yeah, it is an argument. If you look at who's in the Pac-12 now, the fact that we would be number 2, the second largest media market just behind Denver, it's good for the league.
Josh, while you guys are working, feverishly at this and getting your stuff all together and getting everything lined up, has there been contact with the Pac-12 yet? And if so, what have you guys heard?
We've reached out, and our team is working on trying to set up a meeting for us to talk with them directly about this whole thing. But yeah, we're doing the things that you would expect to make sure that we're in the position to be successful. This isn't the first time I've done this. I got to work with the Kings on the Kings Arena, got to work with the Wilson Rancheria and the Sky River Casino. The reality is we can do big things in this market if we just do things the right way, make the case to the public, and bring everyone together.
All right, let's talk about stadium. That's going to be one of the main things, if not the biggest hurdle, you would think. And the funding mechanisms are unknown to me. I know how difficult it was, as do you, obviously, to get Golden One Center done. We've got a change in mayors coming up, and it's not going to be as friendly. No matter who wins, they won't be as friendly to that as Darryl Steinberg was. So there's a little bit of understanding of the landscape, but how challenging is that stadium built going to be, Josh? And I know you probably can't get into specifics, but where the hell is the money going to come from?
As you probably know, Sac State, when my brother came in, passed a strategic plan that said that they wanted to build a stadium by 2028. That is still part of their plan. And, hopefully, we'll learn more, from Sac State as far as details on that. But the reality is this is already something that has been in the works as far as having a plan for it. And you know how it is. Agencies can find the resources to do the right thing when they're motivated properly by the community with the right goal. And so, that's why part of Sac-12 is making the case to all of Sacramento that this is important. And as you've seen, who's making that case? It's the top assembly members and senators and business and labor folks from across our region. And, we're going to be, allowing the group to grow to probably more than 100, just because there's just been so much feedback of people who want to see this happen. So, yeah, I think Sac State will figure that out as far as how to fund a stadium. We did it once as a community. We can always do it again.
You kind of alluded to it there, Josh, but I was curious about, now that you guys have come public and it's out there, what has been the reaction of the people that you would like on board, the people that have the financial wherewithal and the political wherewithal? What else, have you felt that charge that you've got some more people supporting you guys now?
It's overwhelming. It reminds me of the passion that the community had when we wanted to fight to keep the Kings. It's really been something special, having people reach out, having old faces and new faces of people who want to get involved and see this happen because they understand that this would benefit the entire community. Just the value of the degree of having been from Sacramento State for all the hundreds of thousands of alumni in our region. Just imagine what that impact is on our community. It's something we should be doing.
Why is the value of the degree go up if the team's good or plays in the Pac-12? How do those correlate?
It's a reality. When you look at college admissions, a lot of it tracks with things like this. It's just a reality. Okay. And that the value degree ups, we'll have a whole report that will kind of talk about that in the future. So I don't want to get into all the talking points on that, except for to say this is a win for us as a region economically. This is a win for the value degree. And this is a win for all the students who get to compete at the highest level, who are kicking butt already. If you look at it, Sac State had 7 conference championships last year. Like, this is a school that deserves to move up to the highest level of competition.
That's Josh Wood, co-chair of the Sac-12, with a very ambitious effort to grow Sac State, get it to a place that I think a lot of people didn't even dream about a year ago when it comes to, the old speaking of the Kings, the slogan there was "Think Big." And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's the only way things get done. So I'm rooting for you, Josh. I really am. I know Jason is.
Appreciate it
too, and so many more. And Josh, promise us, this is a developing story. We're doing our best to stay on it, but promise us you'll stay with us throughout and keep us updated.
That's the plan.
All right, brother.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you so much. It's Josh Wood, co-chair of the Sac-12. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, let's turn our attention to another thing that is